Hendo, and today I'm making a cocktail of water breathing based on the potion from Dungeons & Dragons. Every month I'm making a different prop and cocktail based on a different potion from D&D, and this is my third one. Since this is a seafaring drink, I'm gonna make sure that it's breezy and refreshing, so I'm using crisp apple cider as a base. And without any further ado, let's get drinking. The potion of water breathing is a cloudy green liquid with a little jellyfish bubble in it. It allows you to breathe underwater for up to an hour. You aren't limited to only breathing underwater, you can still breathe air too. Use of this potion is pretty straightforward. Mostly it's used for underwater levels or some sort of underwater espionage. I haven't heard of a lot of clever uses for this potion, but I'd imagine that at least one way you could use it is to avoid breathing in noxious air. If, for example, you find yourself in a poisonous cloud, you could maybe down the potion and create water around your mouth, and then you wouldn't have to breathe in that naughty air. But mostly it's just a really good survival potion, and it should smell of the sea when you open it. So basically it's gotta be green and refreshing. I'm gonna avoid Midori and a lot of melon-based cocktail recipes, since I think that something more minty is gonna be a lot more refreshing and seafaring. I'm also gonna avoid creme de menthe because I feel like it's a little bit too heavy. So without further ado, let's get to the ingredients that we are gonna be using. The first ingredient we're going to use is Angry Orchard Crisp Apple Cider. A lot of ciders are spiked or have a bit of a warm taste, but this one is very cool and refreshing. Shaxbury is another brand of spritzy type cider that can also work too. But this stuff is everywhere, so I've gone ahead with the Angry Orchard. We're also going to use a white rum, which is also called silver or light. Rum is a little sweet, and it's a common ingredient in lots of minty and fruity cocktails. Rum reminds me the most of the sea, maybe because of Pirates of the Caribbean. And I think most people would think of Malibu, but I really hate the taste of coconut, so I'm just gonna go with Mr. George Ocean. You'll also need some lime juice. You can of course get limes and make the juice yourself, but it's such a potent flavor, I'm just gonna go with the store-bought kind instead. You'll also need some simple syrup. You can make simple syrup by just boiling together equal parts water and sugar, but it's a really common ingredient, so you can buy some at the store too. We're also going to use Angostura Bitters. This is going to help balance out our drink with a little bit of bitterness and acidity. Apparently the recipe for Angostura Bitters is very heavily guarded, only 5 people know it at any given time, and they've all agreed not to be on a plane together or even be in the same restaurant. That's dedication. So this also kind of feels like a secret treasure part of our cocktail recipe. We're also gonna use a cucumber. I'm definitely not usually one for vegetables, but this one's very cool and refreshing, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in our cocktail. We'll also be adding a little bit of muddled mint. I'm gonna use fresh mint because I actually don't really know how else to get mint. This plant was like $3 at the store. It's pineapple mint. I don't really know what that means, but I'm gonna use it. And finally, we're gonna use a little bit of blue Curacao. I have no idea if I'm saying that right. I probably should have looked that up. This is an orange liqueur, but I'm only using a couple dashes. It's mostly gonna serve to make our drink green, so I very much recommend just getting a small size of it. Now that all of our ingredients are ready, we can get to mixing our drink. First, we're gonna do a little bit of prep. I have a glass chilling in the freezer, and I'm gonna go ahead and muddle my mint and cucumber. You're only gonna need 3 to 4 slices of cucumber. For this recipe, you're also going to want a handful of mint leaves. Think like 9 to 12 should be good, which for my plant is kind of the whole thing. I'm going to muddle up the mint first because it's a little bit smaller and harder to get to. Now I'm gonna add 8 ounces of the crisp apple cider. I'm gonna pour this into my muddled cup and then pour all of that into a strainer since I don't think all the fluid will fit. And it's 2 ounces of white rum. Now it's an ounce of lime juice. Now an ounce of simple syrup. And a couple dashes of the Angostura Bitters. And finally, a couple dashes of the blue Curacao. I'm gonna add some ice and shake it up. I don't know why I don't have a cap for this. Now I can just strain this into my chilled glass. To garnish it, I can add a slice of cucumber and maybe a little bit of frozen mint. I made an extra batch for my friends for later, and I'm gonna strain that into this super cool Kraken decanter. And that's it for my cocktail of water breathing. I hope you get to enjoy it with your party, while watching a podcast, or just by yourself prepping your character. If you also want to see how I made my prop potion of water breathing, you can check out that video too. Next month I'll be making the potion of vitality, but if you have any other ideas for potions that I should try, let me know down in the comments. And until next time, thanks for D&D drinking with me.